Okay, so I got everything set up in my dot, and actually this will be a question for Henrik since I'm remembering and I just did this. You can answer. I already had the waveform files from my last record when I was just messing around, and I realized instead of deleting those or creating new tracks, just move those into a playlist, and then I can pull those out as needed and save them, and I'm not cluttering up my workflow with unnecessary tracks. Is that a good thing to do? I don't know. You can answer that question. So back to what I'm working on. So the very beginning of that little mess around thing was just, again, was just this little thing, which I like, but it's not really in time, so I need to get that back into time. So I'm just going to be playing those notes on the one. Playing my Jericho guitar. I got this mic'd up, so the camera is actually just mic'd up to a condenser mic. I don't know how this is going to sound through the condenser mic, but we're going to do that. My cab is also mic'd up through my digital microphone going into the DAW through my mixer, and then I also have the Kemper running DI signal, no cab emulation on that whatsoever, going into my, actually, yeah, it's just going into my DAW. So let's try and get this first part done. And yes, I will have the click going, but because I don't want it in my record headphones. If I hit this note too soft, it's not going to do anything. It ducked out on one bar, so perfect. Actually, I'm going to re-record that because I had my monitors turned up, and I don't want the feedback from that. So now I'm recording a second performance so I can pan it left and right. And it helps if I have the right input selected. Sounds pretty good. One thing I do want to talk about while I was doing this, so I did two separate recording performances. Well, you saw me do more than one take. But when everything's all said and done, there's going to be two separate tracks of each guitar part. And there's a reason for this, and this is something that kind of just still kind of messes with my head. If you have two audio tracks and it's the exact same recording, you can't pan those. All it does is increase the volume. It doesn't truly pan left and right. It's just the way sound works. Because at that point you're getting a perfect phase between the two, no separation, and it's just increasing the volume, the gain of the waveform. It's not actually separating them out. So in order to do that, you need to record, if you're going to pan, two parts. So one, record, like I recorded one, that's going to be panned all the way to the left, and then I recorded a second one, and it's going to go all the way to the right. And the little differences, while everything's in time and all that, the little differences in playing each performance is going to give it enough of a difference to where I can separate those waveforms out, and it actually sounds panned. It's not just increasing volume. So yeah, that's just one of the things I learned really quickly that Henrik talked to me about that is still just kind of weird to me. And it makes sense if you actually think about it, but I would have never figured that out on my own. So yeah, there's that little tip for you. Two performances always. The benefit of always doing two performances too is it really helps with your timing, because like I said, play with the metronome, all that stuff. When you sit down to record, because everything needs to line up right, it really forces you to make sure you're getting two perfect performances right on time. So if you nailed one, and you got to keep trying the other one over and over again until it's right, or it's just not going to sound right. So it does really help with timing. So from that aspect, I just suggest doing that anyway. My timing still needs a lot of work, but it's getting better slowly. And yeah, so there's that part. I don't want to make this too long, but now that that part's out of the way, we're going to just do the sound effect part. So yeah, and it's just going to be really simple, and I'm just going to let the that rumbly little, I don't know, storm cloud, electric storm cloud, whatever you want to call it, just kind of carry throughout, so it's going to be a background noise, pretty much. Again, though, I do want to make sure I'm keeping this in key, so when I do harmonize over the top of it, if the notes do come out, it's not going to be clashing. Makes sense?